Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Adobe Live. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hopefully, this morning or this afternoon or evening for some of you, everyone can hear us and see us. I believe they can, but I'm gonna double check. My name is VooDoo Val, and I am going to be the host for another Design Off with my friend Kladi. Kladi, how are you?
Woohoo! Very good, thank you. Very happy to be here and sharing this time with you, Val, and with all the amazing people in the chat.
Yeah, we do have so many friends with us today. We have Keith and our good friend Sam Peterson. We have Donnie and or Donna and Steve and Giovanna and Wade and Alexander. Thank you so much, folks, for being here. We're gonna jump into episode number 2 of our TV show or maybe even movie inspired design off. And I'm going to cover kind of what we did yesterday and what we're going to do today, how you can join us and get involved in what we're doing. But before we do that, I would again like to take a little bit of time before we jump into the stream. Just kind of take a deep breath, ask everyone in chat, how are you folks doing? How are you all feeling today? Or welcome you all in and let you know that myself and I know Kladi as well and everyone here at Adobe, we want to let you know that we also see all of the things that are going on in the world today. We want to welcome you folks in here to relax and have a good time in this safe place, to kind of unwind and know that we are sending love and positive vibes and good feelings out to all of those who are affected by the things that are happening in our world today, and even to those folks who maybe are not directly involved in what is happening, but whose hearts and minds are heavy with what is going on, with the things that we're seeing today. To let you know that we stand with you and we stand with those affected, and we are very excited to have you here in the chat with us despite some of the things going on. We wish you all well, and without further ado, we will get into our segment. So thank you all again. Yes, Miguel, good to see you. Yasunari, welcome back, good to see you. So
Time
yeah.
in France. Sorry for interrupting you, but Yasnari says time in France 00, so it's midnight and you're watching us.
Wow.
That's commitment to the
Commitment.
community.
Yeah, it's very late for you as well, Kladi. So I know that we've got a lot of committed people happening in the chat today. So thank you, everyone.
Yes, absolutely.
But yeah, so we're going to kind of go over what we did yesterday. The basic theme that we have for this design off is we are choosing a favorite TV show or a favorite movie, and we are making greeting cards, postcards, sending a greeting from your favorite fictional place within that TV show. So I'm going to flip over here to our dual view for a moment, and we have our projects up from yesterday. I'll pass things over to you, Kladi, and you can kind of introduce what you did and maybe what you have planned. Because oh my God, I'm looking at your workspace right now, and I love the colors. I love everything. I can't wait.
Fantastic. Yes, so first, thank you so much for having me here, and I stand with you guys. As VooDoo Val said, I'm very, very happy to be able to share this time here together and in a positive way. So as you can see, besides the artboard, I have a lot of reminders scattered around, just because I think that it's great that while we work, we can pan around our artboard and think about stuff that matter besides having fun with our artwork. So as VooDoo Val said, we're concentrating on one of our favorite show, because it looks like we have more than one favorite show in common, which is Stranger Things. And by the way, we didn't ask that yesterday in the chat. Which one is your favorite show?
Yes,
I know a lot of people are watching and streaming a lot of shows, and it's time to get into your favorite one. So please let us know which one is your favorite. I really would like to know. Maybe we do have something in common more than Adobe Live. I've got more shows. So
indeed,
what I did yesterday is really focus on the mood board in order to create the color palette, and I showed you how to create some swatch group in your swatch panel over here. If you want to know how to do that, make sure to watch the replay that you can find here on behance.net/live. And also what we did, we talked about the typography. ITC Bengyat is actually Bengyat, I hope to pronounce it correctly, is the last name of the person who created that typeface, which is the original typeface for Stranger Things. They actually used the condensed bold version, if you wonder. I put some link here, which is where you can purchase the font if you feel like it, but I better put my money somewhere else right now, and I'm going to talk about it in a second. So I also provided a free version of the font here to use, which is pretty similar, and especially because we're working in Illustrator, is super easy to tweak. Maybe the S I noticed was the one that it was a little bit off, so we can definitely make it work for us. And before I pass it back to you, Val, and I tell what we're doing today, I want to make sure that all of you know that are joining us today that this mood board design development is available for you to download on my website, iamkladi.com/resources. Once you adhere, is actually the very first link. You can find plenty of other free assets, and also you can subscribe to have, it says twice a month, sometimes it's once a month, sometimes it's once every 2 months. I definitely don't spam, but here and there when I do have time, I find resources I love to share it with you. So regarding today, you can find the stream asset here by clicking on the button where it says stream asset, and you'll be transported in this folder where you have the free font that we're talking about, some textures which we'll be using today, and of course the template that I was talking about, which also include the mood board for today's stream. But also very important, when I was talking about maybe where you can put your money instead of buying a font, and you can use the free one and use that money if you wish, if something that you want to do. Here I have a Google Docs link that will bring you to this Google Docs that has a lot of different links in order for you to take action in this hard time, in order to be an ally and support the Black community. So just real quick, what I'm aimed to do today is to finalize the design, really bring in that retro. As I said yesterday, I'm really focusing on the retro aspect of Stranger Things. So I'm still going to bring the grunge and a little bit of darkness, but I really try to pack in all those neon bright colors. And I'm really focusing on a little bit more of an 80 retro sort of postcard. As you can see, I was looking at some inspiration here. So make sure to help me in the chat and tell me and suggest me some elements perhaps. What are you going to be up to, Val? VooDoo Val?
Well, first of all, thank you for that wonderful explanation. I love all of the assets and the resources that you have available for everyone. So thank you very much. So for me, for today, I actually added some textures to my design since yesterday, but I'm going to hide some right now and kind of show what I did. So I did a sketch yesterday to kind of show what I wanted to make. It was like a greetings from below, the upside down sort of postcard. And I brought in some interesting silhouettes of some cyclists and bike riders into my file. And what I did was I actually edited the silhouettes to look more like the characters from Stranger Things. And tried to give them a little more personality, so it looks like the kids kind of riding their bikes across. So I have one that I thought represented Will, Mike, Dustin, Max, and 11.
Which one is your favorite character?
My favorite character in Stranger Things is actually, I mean, I feel like everybody likes 11. Like everybody thinks that she's really cool, but I love Dustin.
Yeah,
he's so sweet. He's so sweet.
He's the cutest
precious
one,
boy, you know.
Yes.
I'm gonna add some more characters in because I haven't put all of the characters into the into the postcard today. But I love Dustin. I love the older Byers boy because I just thought he was cool. Like he's kind of like not very popular, kind of an outcast, but he has a heart of gold. Mm-hmm. You know, like yes. he's really cool. And then obviously I like I can't remember, his name escapes me right now, but I think my favorite character is the sheriff, who I can't remember his name. Why can't I remember his name? He's basically decides he's gonna be Eleven's dad, and he takes care of her like a daughter. Yeah. What is his name? I can't remember.
Help us in the chat. You can research. I don't want to get off Illustrator.
I love him so much.
Know.
I think he's spectacular. So those are my favorite characters, and I think they're pretty neat. But today I would love help from the chat, because I'm gonna start adding like some spooky, creepy elements, and I need a forest image to add to my postcard. So if you folks go to stock.adobe.com, you guys can search forests, and if you post the image ID into the chat, I will look at them and I will choose one of your forest images. I need a forest image that is mostly like really tall trees, and like something I can make it dark if I need it to be dark, but I need like really long tree trunks and like eerie, spooky kind of forest. And I think you said you might need some suggestions.
I'm going to give some homework as well. So what I will need are always on stock. You'll be able to search for vector, so EPS or AI files of trees. And I love that we were like, oh, we need trees just before off camera. And I need silhouettes of trees without leaves, so sort of like Halloween spooky stuff. And by the way, I want to say real quick, I want to give some time to the chat, because we've been chatting away and we do that quite a lot, but which is very lovely and enjoyable. But I love these beautiful people in the chat. I see Tank, I see Donna, Alexander, Sam. Also, I saw my dad, bless him, is like 1 a.m. in Italy. Dad, go to sleep. Ciao, Papa. And I see Giovanna. I saw Steve, who was sending me a message in Italian. Steve, thank you so much for keeping it up with our Italian lesson. We're gonna have to start like to message on Behance in Italian, so I make sure that whenever I'm not online, you're keeping up with your Italian as well. And Yasunari was asking if I have a Kill Bill costume. We were talking about it just a second. No, I mean, kind of is, but not intentionally, but we love it anyway. And Val, I wanted to say to you, because we were talking but I couldn't see you, I love your makeup.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I had like
really
this shirt that's like half like maroon and half orange, and I realized I have those exact colors of eyeshadow, so I was like, I'm gonna do it. Thank you very much.
And I can also see Eric Sue. Thank you so much. Elenai, thank you so much. Thiago, thank you so much for joining us. Valdair, Marco, Donna, so fantastic to have you here with us, guys. But let's get started. Hey, you're already marching on. I'm here blabbing
I'm
around.
sorry.
She's like, hey, I'm going.
Yo, what's up?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Let's get it started.
Yeah, let's jump into it. Oh yes, Yasunari brings up a great point. So the young man who plays Dustin in Stranger Things has just an incredible singing voice. It's the most beautiful singing voice ever. He is such a talented singer. It's like the voice of an angel, I'm telling you.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so if you ever have the chance, look up. It's like I don't know if he's actually classically trained, but he has perfect pitch. And it's like not opera, but it's definitely like classic, like choir.
Where do you find that there is anything on
I would just Google
YouTube
his name and then singing. Yeah, there's videos on YouTube, and it's amazing voice.
Fantastic. So what I'm doing here is that the grid, as you can see from my very rudimental Google research, I was looking at those 80s sort of like retro postcard, and there is a lot of that kind of grid. What is the name of the movie? Oh my gosh, the one with the motorbike with the neon as well.
You mean like
one of my favorite movies, Tron.
Yeah. The light cycles.
Yeah, so like where you have that grid in perspective, and that's something that is usually achieved with Photoshop.
Yeah.
So I was really thinking, like, how do I do that with Illustrator? And also I can see Julia in the chat. Hi Julia, thank you so much for joining us. So how do I do that in Illustrator? Well, I thought that I could use our rectangular grid tool and then perhaps just bend the perspective. So first of all, because that's usually like a Photoshop job, but I know that there's so much more that InDesign can do. So after, as you can see, probably you were seeing me playing with the option of the rectangular tool. I just made sure that I created a square, and you can choose how many square you want. So in that case, the less number you put, the larger they will be. So that's absolutely up to you. It doesn't have to look like that. I'm just going to give it a go with this one. And then if we go into our appearance panel, from our window, we should be able to bring up our 3D options here. And we're going to try to rotate it. So what we need is really make sure that it looks in a perspective. So you can either do it here directly from the cube, or you can just use this little digit here to add a custom rotation. And then, of course, make sure to click on the perspective to see it moving. And let's see if that's happening. Or maybe it'll be useful if you do select the grid before you do that.
Maybe. It might help.
Yes, that might help make it happen to the actual object. I don't know what I've done or where I've done it. Yeah, now we can see it. So let's bring it back to our, yes, it's already happening. Loving it.
Which is the typeface in your card. So I'm using the, let me hit my, the Brian James condensed. Yeah. This is the one that is included so helpfully by Kladi on the iamkladi.com/resources page. So you can actually get that font if you would like to use the same font as me and Kladi.
Yeah, so this is the button in Stream Asset to get into the folder, and this is the folder with the typeface that we're both using, which is free, and that's why I was able to share it with you.
So I am going to, real quick, I'm going to wait for the members of chat, if you folks would like to find a image of a forest you think is cool, I will wait for you to do so, and in the meantime I am going to try and give this this font the classic kind of look that Stranger Things has for like the main title, and make it like glowy and eerie. So that's what I'm gonna get
we're
into.
starting to get some neon there as well.
Very excited. So I've really actually. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. Oh no. I was just saying I'm really gonna bring the neon over the top. That's it.
So I am going to. I've done this once before, because I tried to recreate it, which is why when you said Stranger Things, I was like, I am so excited, because the text, like, I remember when I first watched that show, maybe you also felt this, and maybe some folks in chat also felt this. I saw that, that that music comes in, and like that text came through, and I was like, I don't even care what this show's about. I'm gonna watch it just based on this intro. I don't care what happens in this broadcast. I'm gonna watch this because whoever is doing the marketing, whatever team is working on the vibe of this show, has my respect. Yes. So I love it, and so I've tried to kind of create it, but I kind of want to add more of like a sharp, like kind of sinister vibe to it than I did before. So I'm going to experiment a little bit today, and I'm going to see how I can do that. So I'm going to jump into it.
I'm just looking at the chat to see if we got any advice. Let's see if there is any question. No, just people saying hello, singing.
Wonderful.
Fantastic.
I love singing.
Fantastic. Perfect. Well, we are waiting here to get some advices from you, and also, Yasunari say VooDoo Val and Kladi, you two formed a super team.
Oh,
I'm enjoying it a lot to be with all of you, but with Val, that was like, very, very. I was very happy to be able to stream with you.
Oh, I was happy to stream with you too. Oh, it honestly, really, truly my pleasure. Like, when I realized that, because I remember you had said before that you liked this segment, and then you had said before that it would be interesting to be on, and then I remember hearing you say with Andrew, like, my first battle, like, kind of being on, and I was like, oh heck, Like, this is gonna happen. I have to make this happen. So I was very excited that you were very interested.
Well, I'm a follower, Val. I think like that's what we were saying off stream as well, that we really have a lot of similar perspective in the way that we approach our work and our crazy lifestyles as well.
Yeah.
And I think is, you know, in very, very nice to hang out with like-minded people and with the amazing people in the chat and get to do some cool work.
Yeah, for sure.
So very, very thankful to be here with all of you. Hopefully you're gonna have fun. I'm really gonna push this. So I'm starting to create here the arch of our Stardust. Is this even called Stardust? Starcourt.
Starcourt, yeah.
Well, did you ever hear me say that I make up half of the word that I say?
Yes, I did hear you say that once, and when you said that, I was like, I relate 100%. That's like, honestly, I do that when I'm talking to people. I even do that when I do that when I'm singing songs and I don't know what the lyrics are and I just meow and make weird sounds. So it very, very relatable, and I appreciate you.
I'll let you imagine when I wasn't speaking English, when I did not speak English yet, and I was still in Italy, and I was singing, of course, all the song, and one of that was like, oh, I'm not gonna do it. I'm too shy to do it. I was just about to go like, oh.
Oh my god.
It's just me and you here.
Maybe later you'll give me like a...
no, I'm gonna spare you. I'm gonna spare you for now. But yeah, I just like sing along, and I didn't know one word, and I didn't care.
That's good sometimes to be that way.
Yes. So what I'm doing here, creating more elements, and I created also an artboard so I can kind of collect all my elements, because I'm going to give them the same treatment in order to get the neon. And as you've seen yesterday, that means that I'm going to have to layer different level of blur, and it's kind of helpful to do it all together, so I do not have to repeat it many times. But of course, before doing that, in order to get rid of this rectangular grid and just use the perspective one, I'm going to select it, go to object, and make sure that I expand the appearance, expand the appearance, become experience, expand the appearance in order to be able to use all of them separately and really use the grid. Also, like in this case, if you see that you cannot click on the path, you can also go into object and compound path, and if the release is white highlighted, that means that you have a compound path, so that will allow you to release it and hopefully playing with the line. So if you go in Command Y, you can actually see the grid, so you can see if you actually deleted just at the fill all the grid. So make sure really to pay attention to what you are deleting once you expand it, because you might risk to delete the entire thing.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. Fantastic.
Okay, I am going to start adding a little bit of glow to this now.
Oh, we got Laura.
Ooh.
Laura is giving you some stock. What about my vectors?
Yeah, everyone look for vectors for Kladi as well, please.
I need a 3 silhouette. Hi, Wade. Nice to see you. I need a silhouettes of trees with no leaves. So please let me know if you find any. We'd love to add them. And I'm just again gonna keep adding elements here.
These are great images, Laura. I'm gonna look too, just to make sure I did not miss anybody else too. So if you've posted, don't worry. I'm gonna look. Oh man, these are beautiful.
Very curious to see them.
Yeah, they're. Let me see. I'm gonna scroll through. I think Laura is the only one so far.
Thank you, Laura.
I'm gonna give it some time. I'll let other people have a chance to kind of put their ideas in there as well. And I am going to add this eerie creepiness. My favorite things, honestly, eerie creepiness is like my vibe.
Yes. I love it. So, do you, just very random question, do you name and personalize your workspace when you work?
I I have a lot of little things that I do so that I can work comfortably in my space. I don't I like to have you guys can't see, I have the side of my my color palette and my layers hidden just to give us some more space on the screen since we have like a dual stream going on. But I do like to have my color palette like this. I can kind of bump it over. I have my color palette large, like a color picker palette on the side so that I can select images as I like to. And I do two things whenever I use a new like Photoshop on a new machine, or when Photoshop gets updated. I always make sure I have two things set up. And number one is I make a hotkey. I route flip canvas horizontal to Control Shift A because it's right next to Control Shift S, which is easy for me. And then I do a which I was actually so excited. Sam actually showed this on his stream earlier this week. And
I
then
was there
somebody,
in the chat.
yes, is the
I was like
transforming things so that you have a hotkey that pulls your canvas into grayscale. So I go up to view, I go to proof setup, I go to custom, and I make sure device to simulate is set to working gray dot gain 20%. And then hit OK, and then I can go Control Y and toggle between color and grayscale, and it helps me to keep my values in check when I'm painting, which is really, really awesome.
Yes, very useful. Nice to hear. That's something that I always like to ask, because I think you really get to speed up your workflow if you learn tricks on how to work comfortably within the workspace. And sorry to jump on another topic, but Alex and Stone are asking, where are people sharing? I have the photo idea in where. So right there in the chat, Alex and Stone, all you have to do, posted photo in Discord current challenge. That works, but ideally you can just, can you see what Laura Staneva is just doing? Just pasting just the ID, so we can just highlight it and copy it and search it, or just read it and search it in our stock libraries. So let's have a look. I'm gonna try and see what you posted in Discord. Is it Discord Photoshop or is Discord Illustrator?
It looks like Laura did post one for you as well, Kladi.
Oh, thank you, Laura. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Sam, for posting the steps. That is wonderful. Oh, my OBS just disappeared all of a sudden. I don't know why. There's a new, like a strange thing for Windows where when you shake your window, it pages down all of your windows off of all of your displays. And then if you shake again, it pulls them all up, which is awesome because sometimes I just need to clear all of the windows down and look at my desktop. But it's not good when you're hosting a stream on Adobe Live and you need all of the windows where they are, and then suddenly they disappear.
You're like, good. I need control right now.
Yeah, and then everybody can see what a disaster zone my desktop is, where I don't save anything to folders and I just have like raw files spread out all over the place. It's awful.
So I have a little trick for that, Val.
Oh yeah.
I have a folder in my desktop called desktop folder, and whenever I have to stream, I just kind of like select everything and chuck it in there.
I've got one like that. Then, I just call it junk.
Oh yeah. Do you ever go back and check what is in there?
No, never. I always think I will, but I don't.
Yes, that's the way of doing it.
I never do. Workflow. Never.
That's very funny.
Okay.
So let's see. Laura, I'm just trying to go back. Hi, Chad. Nice to see you. Nice to see you here. Hi, Sam. Oh, Sam is here. We're just talking about you, and you blew my mind during your stream. As soon as I see both of you, I was like, oh, VooDoo Val and Sam are streaming. Okay, I'm going to jump on. Like, where can wait?
That is awesome.
So, I found Laura, and thank you so much, Laura, for finding the photo for me. I'm just going to look at it straight away.
I'm sorry if you can hear my dogs. They are protecting my home.
Oh, cuties.
Yes, my little babies.
How many dogs do you have?
I have 2 chihuahuas.
Oh.
Yeah, 2 little baby dogs.
They bark as if like they're a too big one.
Yeah, they think so. They think they are, truly. They're very convinced that they are the largest, scariest dogs in the world. But they are not.
They're like tiny.
They're tiny babies. They're very small.
So Alex or Stone, just you see what we were doing over here. Laura posted the number ID of the stock vector, and all I did was going to my libraries. I didn't even have to leave Illustrator. I just went in my library, make sure that I was into Adobe stock, copied the number that she had in the chat, and here they are, exactly as per my request. We have this lovely tree silhouette with no leaves. Fantastic. Perfect. I might just use those. Thank you so much, Laura, for sharing. If anyone has got more to share, please let us know. Just checking in the chat.
I'm doing this like such a wrong way where I'm like cutting and trimming things, and I know that somebody somewhere is gonna be like, what are you doing? And I'm sorry.
And but like, I'm doing it my own way.
I'm doing it my own way, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna, now that I have, what I did was I added a red stroke to everything. And then now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come to all of these and I'm gonna turn the fill on the layers all the way down. So what it does is it makes my text transparent, but it does not, oh, hold on, I need to, can I convert back to layers from the, yes. So what it does is I'm able to turn the fill down, and it takes the actual text filled, makes it invisible, but my stroke is still there. So now I have like a perfect outline of all of my stuff, and it looks like, you know, the Stranger Things stuff. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some really cool effects to make everything glowy and creepy. So I'm going to make this a smart object, and I love doing this. This is a trick for anyone who has, you know, maybe you don't know, but you can make a group, like a huge group of layers, a smart object, and you can move it around and edit it as if it is one single item or object, and then you can actually convert that smart object back into a group, and it will separate it out again back into all the layers if you want to later, which is great.
That was one of the latest, I think this was one of the latest feature of Photoshop 2020, is that correct? That's
yes.
Quite new, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Quite new feature.
So I'm gonna duplicate my layers here. I'm gonna also make, I'm gonna make this background that I have like really, I'm gonna convert to smart objects, and I'm gonna make it, let me see, convert to smart object, and I'm going to edit the levels, and I'm just going to make it really dark for a second so I can really get this glow going. But I have duplicated that text layer, kind of keeping track of time here too, so I don't I don't go off. I've duplicated the layer, and I'm going to the one underneath it, and what I'm gonna do real quick is I'm gonna add a blur and like a Gaussian blur to it, just to give it like a really kind of bright vibe, like hazy vibe going on. Let me see if I can, I feel like that's not,
I love how Illustrator and Photoshop talk the same language, because you know that's exactly what I used to build it up yesterday with a Gaussian, I call it Gaussian blur, whatever.
Is it Gaussian blur? I don't know. I've never known.
Don't ask me. I can tell you in Italian if you want.
Yeah, don't know what it's called or how you say it, but I think you know what I'm talking about, hopefully.
And I don't know if you were done with that, Val, because I just thought about something that I
Oh, go for it. Yeah, do you have...
Yeah, so basically I had a little issue today. I had a little trouble, and it took me a while to figure it out. So I just thought that it could be useful perhaps to share with everyone, just in case it happened to you guys as well. I'm just gonna literally finish with this line and then jump on it straight away. So what happened to me yesterday is that I was trying to do the same with the lettering. I was trying to create this little glow, and besides having the Gaussian blur or whatever it's called on the bottom, and kind of building it up from a larger point to a smaller point, I put a stroke here that you can see, which is of a brighter color, just to mimic the light of the neon that is inside. And then I wanted to give it a go with having a gradient around it. So I was trying to use a gradient in a stroke of a type. And remember, all of this type is live, so is editable. And I really couldn't, like, every time that I was trying to put a gradient, the stroke was black. So I really was struggling to understand what was going on there. And I found the solution. So I wanted to share it with you. In order to achieve the gradient on a live path, when you go to the appearance, you see that you have two different little panel here. And I'm going to really zoom in because I want you to see that. So characters and type. You want to delete anything that you have on the characters, and make sure that you apply the stroke to where it says type. So all you have to do is to select your text or your text box, and then go to window and appearance in order to bring up the appearance panel, and make sure that you apply the stroke to type. Because let me show you, if the stroke into type is perhaps black, which I think is the default, even if you're on the character, if I do apply under the characters, you can see here I have a gradient, or even just like a simple color, let's see, orange, and I'm gonna zoom out, you're still gonna see the black on top, because in the appearance panel the type option sits on top of the character option, and therefore whatever you do to your character is not gonna show unless you apply it to the actual type group. So yeah, that was like a little bit of a fine for it, but I was like, it's impossible. I used to do it all the time, and I guess it's just because we have a new appearance panel that is much nicer and allow us to do many more things, but we need to learn how to use it. So I thought that could have been a cool tip.
That is awesome. So what I just did with the text here is I put an outer glow on things, and then on the sharpest layer that I had for the text, I used a clipping mask and I added some gold, so it changed like parts of the text to have like this like eerie gold in it, so it's not just red, because I noticed when I looked at the Stranger Things, maybe not like the posters that usually just use the red, but if you look at and watch the intro of the show, when it's like all the letters are sliding around and everything, it's not just red, it's got like this like really nice like gold color and like different shades of gold and red and like some subtle yellows, so I kind of added that. And then now what I'm doing is I'm going over with just a soft round brush, and I'm putting in just some dots of like red, and then I'm going to turn that on like a lower opacity, just because I want it to like glow and be hazy, but I don't want it to glow everywhere and be hazy everywhere, you know?
Yeah, that's actually the reason why I was trying to apply the gradient to the stroke, because I wanted to like modulate the different color vibes.
Gotcha.
And yeah, it looks like a beautiful, like very, very rich gold orange. It's very pretty. So here in the meantime, I'm repeating pretty much what I was doing with the typeface yesterday, for those of you who haven't seen it. So I've applied a different level of blur in order to achieve a different dispersion of light, and then all I'm gonna do is to pile them up one on top of the other. And the reason why I do that is because, of course, the broader one is gonna be less bright, but it's gonna give me more diffusion in the light, and then it's gonna narrow, so the overlays are gonna be towards the center. So we got the sort of like diffusion going from a less bright on the outside and a more saturated on the inside. And I'm moving my hands a lot because, of course, I'm Italian.
It is all good.
And I fell behind during the stream.
Okay. Really nice to see you ladies live together. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you so much. Hello, Kladi and Val and the rest of the gang. Good to see you, RB. How much time is left? We have maybe 15 minutes.
Are you joking?
No, I can't believe it either.
I'm supposed to do the firework.
I don't know. It's this, like, having an hour for this is so, like, especially because they're always so fun because I enjoy the people that, like, come to hang out with me, and I never feel like I've been with them for an hour after the show.
We just want to talk.
Yeah.
About stuff and things.
I think Laura sent me some good images. I'm going to try Laura's picture that she sent me of the giant sequoias. So I'm gonna license this image on Adobe Stock real quick. And then I'm going to bring it into my background here.
So really before I said something before, and I was actually quoting another TV show that I really like.
Oh yeah.
Let me see if you or someone in the chat can catch it. So I say that I talk a lot and I don't get to do stuff and things. Does that sound familiar at all?
Does, but I can't remember.
Anyone in the chat know what I'm talking about? Lori?
I can't think of it off the top of my head.
I wish Jesus was in the chat because we say that a lot and it's very, very funny. So it's The Walking Dead.
Yes!
And there is a scene where I don't remember his name right now. Oh my gosh.
Which one? Because I love The Walking Dead.
Main character.
Rick.
Rick
yeah.
goes to Laurie, like just before like she dies or something. And she's like, "What are you doing?" We're going, "Laurie, I gotta do stuff, things."
Yeah. I love that show.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you love all of it, or did you?
So
watch all of it?
I'm actually in the process right now of catching up. I stopped watching.
It wasn't a spoiler alert.
No, it's fine. I got to the very first season with Negan, and that's where I stopped. So I have I still have some to watch that I have to watch.
Okay, I'm gonna.
But yeah, but I do really love the show. I'm rewatching again, like I said, right now. And I'm really loving it because I forgot how much I love the show. It's been one of my favorites for a long time. I even watched Fear the Walking Dead, which I thought was really cool.
He's the one in LA, isn't it?
Yeah, and it was like, because I realized like I stopped watching The Walking Dead for so long and I didn't know why, and I think it was because I got to the point where it was like great and everything, but I forgot like one of the aspects of The Walking Dead that like really drew me in at first was that like it was new to everyone, and I think like in a story like this, after a while the zombies stop being scary, you know, because then it's not really about like running from the undead, it's about protecting yourself from other people, right?
Correct.
And so having Fear the Walking Dead was like kind of reviving that
bringing back that fear.
Yes, so that was really cool. And then they did some interesting things where they like showed characters from, you know, from the other show. So that was just really cool. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I agree. I think that I started to like it way less when it was more about the people.
Yeah.
And I think like I watched up to season 5, but I really liked the season 1 to 3. And then after season 3, I was like, I don't know if I'm still hooked.
I really liked the character development for I can't remember the guy with the staff.
I'm so bad at names, Val, in general in my life.
Oh yes, I do need to check the hashtag as well. I need to make sure we have time to check the hashtag because I think people may have posted. I know for a fact someone posted on Instagram. So the last 5 minutes, I will pull up the hashtag. So we have right now. We should probably start saying goodbye in a couple minutes, and then we will have time.
I can't believe it.
I know.
I'm gonna share the finished version because I actually done some fireworks. I wanted to share so much. I'm probably gonna finish this somewhere else, unfortunately, because we don't have the space here. And maybe I'll show you the finished version, and then if you guys enjoy it and want to learn how to do it, I'll probably can put it maybe on my Instagram or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe we need to do part 3 and 4, Val.
Yeah. Come back and
Yes.
do some more. Yeah, for sure. I think I've mostly got it under. I don't know. I like, you know, when you're working and you're like, now I got it. I don't need to do any more work. And then you do something and you realize, no, I really need like another hour. That's where I am right now, where I'm like, I love what I'm doing. And then I'm like, no, I changed my mind. I don't.
That happens very often. And before we get going, I really wanted to show you how to use the actual, what are they called? The textures that I've shared with you, and mask them on. So I'm just gonna try to do that super quick before we run out completely out of time. So I'm gonna go ahead and use one of these grunge texture here and just put it on top of my blue background. And you can also mask it, but the most important thing is that you can actually use it with a blending mode in Illustrator. So if you go into your properties where it says opacity, it gives you the chance to use that blending mode as exactly as they are in Photoshop. So as you can see, we start to get a little bit of the darker vibe, even if we are still very nice and bright. I can't believe the time is gone. I mean, I had the plan to do all these and that, and
I know.
time is gone.
I'm trying like really quick to get some of the stuff in, like the elements in that I really wanted. But I think just like rushing. I sort of got it. I think it could use more love, definitely, like more visibility in the top. But let me see what I can do. Because we got maybe another minute or so, and then we should.
And to bring in those trees real quick.
Yeah.
Head over here. I did. Yes, I did license them. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be like super rushed at the end. Like literally, we're doing the entire design in the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, me too. Because I'm just finally. Finally, like, okay, here we go. Like trying to bring it all together. I think I might have done it though. But maybe while you, like, if you need a couple more minutes to work, I will pull up the Twitter and Instagram, and I will kind of start to look through and see what people posted and give you just a little more time.
Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. So there is my little postcard I think I got. So it says greetings from below, the upside down, and it has all of our friends riding through the forest, and then the reverse, which I will kind of edit. But I'm going to pull up Twitter right now. So on Twitter, let me go to latest and see if anyone has posted work for us. I think that we got this from Justin Roy yesterday, this Toon link, but it may have been for a previous design off challenge. Make sure that if you're sharing your work that you've shared it with the hashtag Adobe Live Design Off, because I want to make sure that I'm seeing everything here that everyone has posted. I don't want to be missing anybody's, but I'm going to refresh over here on the Instagram because I know we got some, yes. So we got this from Corp Xander, and it looks like it's, I think this is Dustin, and is this 11 in the back, or is this Lucas? I'm not sure, but it's a really awesome, oh, it's a video. Is it a time lapse of, yay! Oh. It's like it looks like he did Kyle T. Webster's challenge, drawing along with Kyle, and then started drawing along with us, drawing some of the characters from Stranger Things. I love this so much. Very well done, Corp Sander. Thank you so much. We also got one yesterday. We got a poster created by Jerkorpru. I hope I didn't ruin that name. But it's a beautiful image of a bird, and it says "Speak Out, Lives Matter." So thank you very much for working along with us and sending this wonderful message. And then we also received another one from Corp Sander, which is like this really cool kind of like mandala effect illustration. And I'd like to know what show that you based this off of, because I think it's really great. Oh, it's Susie, his girlfriend. Oh, okay. I couldn't tell for a second there, but very well done. Very, very awesome. So this as well, this is super cool and beautiful, and I really appreciate you participating and sharing your work with us. We'd love to see it. I will refresh on the Twitter over here and see if we got anything else. I don't think we did over on the Twitter end of things, but we have gotten some pretty awesome ones in the past, so thank you to all of our previous participants as well. And I'm gonna come through, I'm gonna retweet anything on Twitter specifically that's shared. I will retweet them, provided that they are family-friendly entries. So if you guys don't finish everything right now for the stream, I will still give you a shout out on my own social media later. And then...
Yeah, I'll do that, Val.
Yeah. And then I would like to pass things over to you, Kladi, to give you the last minutes to kind of recap your own project and highlight your work as well.
Of course. So I really, as you can see, the very last thing that I've done, I just kind of like put the elements together. I'm going to show you real quick what my aim for the final was. I almost got there. And also very, very quickly, that one of the fastest way of working is to use clipping masks. So I was kind of piling up elements that have different size, and then I overlaid this rectangle and simply put press Command 7 in order to finalize everything into the postcard shape. I'm going to zoom it in. As you can see, I've got the tree silhouette that Laura gave me from Adobe Stock, then the grunge texture, a lot of neon, a lot of elements like the text, and I got all the other neons from our star court. But I want to show you real quick something that I was playing with. Hopefully I have it here. Yes, so that was my ideal final with much more fireworks going on, and pretty much I think is the gradient and the fireworks. So I can probably share that afterwards on my Instagram, and you guys can always reach for us into Discord, or you can send me a DM. I'm always more than happy to share my techniques, and of course, if you add back to my website, you'll be able to have access to all the resources that I've used today. Yeah. And actually, very, very last, for those of you who stayed with us until the very last second, I'm going to add a postcard mockup. So you're also going to have a poster mockup here in iamkladi.com/resources. Black Lives Matter is the thumbnail of today's stream on my website.
Wonderful.
So that's it. That's my semifinal.
Yeah, and we are coming to a close. Right now, I want to say a big thank you to you, Kladi, for your wonderful work, your helpful links, your incredible enthusiasm, your bright smile, everything. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Thank you, everyone in the chat, for participating. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and your feelings, and for just being here to support us and to work along with us, and for sharing images with us and helping us with our designs. We are out of time, but
Yes,
you
so
are all
kisses to everyone.
spectacular. Yes, mwah. Thank you very much. I wish you all well, and we will see you another time, folks. Bye bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Val. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Kladi.